Hi everyone, it's Gina. I'm going to go ahead and answer our Unit 4 application Strengths in Your Teaching and Coaching. Part 1, share with your classmates your top 5 strengths and a short story or analogy, for each specific strength and how they have played out in your life. So my top 5 in order was activator, discipline, achiever, consistency, and learner. When I actually went over and watched the videos of each of my strengths, I picked up keywords for each of them. When it came to activator, I felt that I am impatient for action. I'm definitely one that if I know what needs to be done, I want to get it done as soon as possible. I don't want to have to wait around and have someone tell me when to do it, or as long as they are, they give me the guidelines of what needs to be done or how it needs to be done. I'm usually a self-starter, so I want to, go out and finish things and get things done. The second one was discipline. Order, structure, planning. I mean, that to me describes me to the T. I always need rules to follow, or at least guidelines to stay in certain parameters. I think that that's one of the things that I always remembered growing up in school. Knowing right from wrong, knowing the right time, the wrong time, actions, when is a good time to do certain things. And because I was one of those people that followed the rules back in the day, I was known as, Gina won't do that. She's such a good student, or, so I was very predictable. And that was one of the things is high discipline equals predictability. Achiever, I am a list person. I've always made lists from the time that I was in school until even now. I make lists for grocery shopping. I make lists when I'm packing a suitcase. I make weekend lists as far as things that I know I need to get done. So I do make lists for everything because I get the satisfaction of being able to cross things off my list when it's completed. Those are definitely, that's the big thing when it came to my strength as an achiever. Consistency. The key word in consistency was balance, and a key point was treating people equally. One of the things that I was always taught growing up from my parents, and especially Coach Scalinas from Cal Poly Pomona, he was my mentor all the way up. Me growing up, he was my dad's coach. My dad got to coach with him over at Cal Poly, and one of the things he instilled in my life were the 4 C's: class, character, concern, and consistency. And one of the things that was always brought to my attention growing up was treating people equally, meaning that I would treat the CEO with the same respect that I would treat the custodian. And I've grown up with that in my head and always executing that. And I see the difference. I see the difference on how I get treated from, both spectrums. And then I see the people that treat the CEO with, almost like idolizing them. And then treating or speaking poorly of, the custodians or the cafeteria people. So that part has always stuck with me, because at the same time, I think of when you need help, the people that you can always rely on are the people that you treat with the same respect that you would treat, someone at the higher end of the spectrum. And then one of the things that stuck out during watching the video was consistent action equals consistent results. And I think when you show consistency, people are more willing to help you when you need the help, knowing that you are striving for the results that you want. The last one, learner, constantly learning. I want to learn as much as possible and seek out as much knowledge as I can. I do have that natural curiosity, knowing how things work, how certain classes work, how certain teachers manage classroom management. I pick up ideas from coaches and I kind of mold it into my own. So I love to learn new things, and I love to bring new ideas to people I work with. I love going to developmental programs where, CAFER's one of the big ones. I love being able to go there and actually being able to bring ideas back and knowing that my time there was worth it and being able to share those ideas with my department. With that, I feel that if I show that same strive for learning things, I feel it's a domino effect. That if I show that I'm still willing to learn and grow, that my students will also learn and grow. Love to explore new activities, new ideas, new, the non-traditional sports versus the traditional sports. I love being able to incorporate new things to make my class not so, by the book, same activities, and, kids losing interest in my class. So when it came to reading those, I felt that those strengths really did describe me. Part 2, now imagine you are sitting in an interview and your potential employer asks you a simple question such as, what are some of your strengths, or what do you think you bring to this organization? One of the things, strength-wise, that I bring is consistency. And I have part of my teaching philosophy that I've always gone by have been the 4 C's that my mentor for years has taught me from the time of growing up on the baseball field with my dad coaching to the time that I was in school, was Coach Scalinas and the 4 C's: class, character, concern, and consistency. I bring that out to my classroom, to myself. I show it to my students through myself. And I believe that being able to show consistency in my classroom and my classroom management, it shows that I am consistent with my teachings, my discipline, my praise, my learning strategies, my teaching strategies. And I think showing the students what my expectations are from the beginning allows for very little gray area and very, yes, room for error, but no major errors. One of the main things that I bring is being able to engage, encourage, and motivate my students. And because I'm willing to, continue to engage my students, continue to encourage, and continue to motivate, I continue to learn. And whether it's going to conferences or learning from other people in my field, both, experienced teachers and new teachers like myself. So I feel that being able to bring in new knowledge, being able to bring consistency in the classroom and at the school allows me to be a great addition to the faculty. I believe that's it for this post. So I can't wait to hear some of yours and being able to listen to some of your strengths that were different than mine and seeing what everyone else got. I hope everyone has a good rest of your week, and we are closing in on being halfway done with this course. Have a good night, everyone.